So, in the last few days, I've had this personal resolve, or I've come to this personal conclusion that maybe, just maybe, this podcast isn't just for you guys. The primary and sole aim is to give you guys value, give you guys what you need, always giving you guys what you never knew you needed. And, it's a place where there's warmth, there's growth, there's healing, and all that good stuff. But then again, when I know that's like the personal and primary aim, it's also going to be my safe space, guys, where I just come and where I just rant, and from my ranting and when I just speak, I feel like you're able to relate, speak a thing or two, and everybody is good. So I hereby announce that as in this season 2, as we're chasing, as TCO podcast is a podcast familiar or associated with warmth, laughter, healing, newness, growth, and all that good stuff. It's also a place where Chidera comes to rant. And obviously, as I'm ranting, you feel happy. Yes, you're happy now. There's warmth. There's warmth available for you. You pick one or two from everything I'm talking about as per my ranting, everything I am currently feeling and expressing to you guys. And then you learn something new, yes, and all that good stuff. Basically, I felt the need to start with that because I feel like the episode for today is just pure reflection from my end. It's just pure ranting from my end. Honestly speaking, you're going to speak one or two. You're going to speak a thing or two. There's obviously going to be feel warm. There's going to be newness and all that good stuff. But it's just basically not me talking about a particular thing. I'm just basically ranting. Yes. Okay, now to the episode of today. If you've looked at the name of the episode, you probably know what I want to talk about. You probably know, or if you've read through the description before listening, then you already know what I have in mind to talk about. So yeah, you guys, where do I even start with this episode? I had this idea to do. So if you're listening, I just started. Hi guys, my name is Chidera, and this is the Chidera Onoha podcast. Just in case this is your first time here, I honestly do not start ranting like that though. I don't even know what came over me, but I just felt like I needed to start with that before talking or coming into the episode for today. So basically, my name is Chidera, and I'm the host of the Chidera Onoha podcast. Here, there's warmth, growth, healing, and every good stuff. But today I'm taking a different turn. So my name is Chidera, and I recently turned 25. God. Jesus Christ, like God. Sometimes I'm like, God, why can't I just stay 20 forever? I remember when I was turning 20, I was like, how am I not a teenager anymore? If you know me well, like milestones are like a big deal for me. I know like people be like, calm down, you're just 20, you still have your life ahead of you. Calm down, you're just 25, you still have your life ahead of you. Calm down. But like, it's always so big to me. I'm really big on reflecting and, reflecting and just knowing how I've lived my life. I'm really big on that. I like to have a mental track of how I'm living. Like, I don't know. My biggest fear in life is missing out on life. Like, how people say, their biggest fear is, not making money, being poor, or some people say their biggest fear is not being successful. Okay, yeah. I feel like my biggest fear is regret. My biggest fear is looking back, knowing that I should have done better. So I try my very best at every point in my life to make sure that I am on track. Now, no pressure, because I know like life is different for everybody. some people get life straight when they're 20, some people get life straight when they're 19, some people get life straight when they're 30, some people even get life straight when they're 40. So I can't really compare, but I just try my best that at least at this my age of 25, like I'm not, like I'm not like stupid, but I'm not dulling. That's the word. Like I'm not slacking. I try my very possible best to make sure that at least I still okay. I'm still okay for someone of that age, if you get what I mean. So I try my very best to make sure I'm on track. So I do a lot of reflecting, pausing. Sometimes I reach out to my friends or people to just evaluate, what do you think is my bad attitude, stuff like that. So I say all that to say that I did like a mini retreat counting down to 25 because it was such a big age. I'm like, God, how can this be me? I remember when I was smaller. I remember when I was a little girl, when I was about 15, 16, and then I had this cousin, kinda, yeah. So she had just turned 25, and I remember, like, I was looking up to her like, oh my God, she's such a grown woman. This was back then in 2015. Like, she's such a grown woman. I wonder how that would be at 25. And then I remembered her parents sitting her down, talking to her about life, asking her when she would bring husband. I say, what? I'm like, oh my God, this is what the parents do. Do you get? But like, I felt like, wow, she's really growing up. And then in the process of my reflection on my mini retreat, I remembered her and I'm like, bro, this was 10 years ago. I can't believe 10 years has come. Like, so fast. You guys, so yeah, basically, like I said, this is just me ranting. So I feel like now, how does this season feel like? Like, how does it feel like? So reminiscing, part of my retreat was reminiscing on how far I've come, because I also believe like we need to give ourselves accolades for how far we've come. So I did a lot of, at this you were doing this, at 15 you were in secondary school, at this you were doing this. Not like just saying what I was doing, but like some of the little things I achieved then. I think I remember when I was like, at 15 you were social prefect and you did that in your secondary school. Or at 17, you got an admission to study this course. Stuff like that. I was just going down through memory lane, just really acknowledging how far I've come, basically. And, I also had a personal resolve that my life doesn't also end, because I had this very bad mentality growing up. I've said this a couple of times, maybe not on the podcast, but to my friends. Like, I had this really, really bad personality growing up. I always thought that, life ends at 30. I'm not even joking. I had a very bad picture of marriage. I don't know if this is, I had a very bad picture of marriage. Not like I had a bad picture, but I just felt like marriage is just you giving up your life for a family and a man. I felt like when you become a mother, it's not really easy to pursue your dreams again. Maybe because of how like our parents portrayed it, maybe how like they have a family now, so they have to put in their all to make sure the family does everything. You get, and I just had this picture that mama, when you marry, because you give birth to children, you have to take care of them. So I always thought like I needed to achieve all my dreams before I turned 30. Like I needed, and if you know me well, I've always been a young girl of so much. You know how people say like, when they were young, they envisioned themselves as 25 to be married and all that. It wasn't really, like, I'm not saying I didn't want to get married at 25 or I didn't want to have like a happy home at 25 or something. But what was doing me when I was 15, when I was 25 is how I'll be a superstar. Like, I'll be like, Chidera, at age 25 now, maybe you and Beyonce now will be guys. Maybe you and Rihanna, you guys will be talking, you'll be scrolling through, basically scrolling through the White House. I'm not even joking. People might think I'm capping, but that's how I thought when I was 15. The way I believed in myself, stop it. Ask around. I'll be like, don't worry, Chidera, when you turn 25, you'd have been a big shot Steve, have you not even dig, will not even smell you. And how old is this? Oh my God, that was like my mental process, because I felt like I needed to live life before 30. You guys should calm down. This was the thought of someone that was like 14, 13. I didn't really have much sense then. But generally speaking, that's what I thought or envisioned myself for 25. But basically, in my reflection, I came to this realization that my life doesn't end at 30. You know, growing up, being more exposed to marriages now, I've seen people. One thing that really inspires me again is women that at their age, especially when they are married and have children, still chase their dreams. Like, those things move me, because I don't know, I just feel like I always thought that families just bring down dreams. And I know that's like the wrong concept, but I just felt, I don't know if you guys can relate, but I just felt like once you're married, there's a whole lot of responsibilities, and I know like it's harder to chase your dreams then, because you're trying to, cater for an old grown ass man, which is your husband, and he's also trying to cater for you as well, and then you have children who actually look up to you. I know like that is, all those things are there, but like I know all those things are there, but I just felt like it was really, really hard or difficult. So like now being exposed, I'm knowing like life doesn't end at 30. Sometimes some people's life even start at 30, and there's so much more that you can do in your life. I also feel like this thought was birthed out of like a better understanding of the knowledge of God, because I knew like when I was growing up, obviously I've always been a girl to pray. It's kind of like my cover. Not like a girl to pray, but a girl that, a Jesus baby, that kind of thing. I feel like I don't know, it has just always been in me, you get. But like my understanding of God better also made me realize that, Chidera, your life does not end at 30. So I did a lot of these reflections in my mini retreat, and then I realized that there's still so much to learn from life, and my life is not also going to stay at this 25. And even though like at 25, I'm still not friends with Beyonce. Hopefully one day, someday, we'll get there. So basically, this is still just a wrap, and I'm going to proceed into sharing 25 lessons I have learned in 25 years of living. Gosh, you guys should call me Big Auntie. Like, I don't know, when you guys see me, you should not call me. Anybody that calls my name Chidera, I will flog you, because have you lived 25 years? That's half of a century. I'll be quarter of a century. I'll be halfway to 50. That one used to make me cry. I don't know. I know like when I like people born in 2000, I've seen a lot of people celebrate their birthday before me, and then they go like halfway to 50, baby, and I'm like, are you happy about that? It's so crazy. Like, there's some captions I cannot even use. What do you mean by halfway to? It's a good thing, but I know it's a blessing, like, oh, you're growing, but like it's giving old woman. What do you mean by you're halfway to 50? Do you know what 50 is? Do you know what it means? Like, I don't know, it's funny, scary to me. I rather use things like, okay, 25, frontal lobe developed. I thought I was going to say, I've been seeing one half of a century. Those ones feel better. Which one is halfway to 50? Please. I'm sorry, but it's just funny in my head. So, 25 lessons I have learned in 25 years of living. Number 1. Prayer is important. Prayer is important. So, like, I won't really talk. I know why I know about prayer is not why I knew about prayer before. Growing up, I prayed based on how I was taught to pray. My mom really, really did a really good job in making me who I am today. In the sense that my mom really played a really huge role in our family to make us have a prayer life. And I know a lot of moms did that, but my mom did that to a point that it was default for me. Why did I say that? So like growing up, I know like we always go to church, We always did like family prayers before we went to bed. My family members are not the best with morning devotions, let me not even lie, because I don't know, but we are good. We tried to like do night prayer before we sleep. We just gather, even if like along the line I would doze off, because I don't know, I am a Catholic. I grew up Catholic. I grew up praying the rosary, like serious Catholic. Like my parents are serious Catholic. So most times we prayed in the night. So most times we prayed in the night. So my mom will call us around 9 when she's back from work. When my dad too is back from work. Most times we start without my dad. Then when my dad comes back, he joins us. He'll just remove his suit and come and join us. But yeah, so that's how it was. It has always been. And it has always been that way. So apart from that, my mom really instilled in us prayer. So I remember times in school I had difficulty in primary school. The most difficult subject back then was English. I know it's funny, like English, but generally speaking, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I'm actually really good at math. Like, I'm not excellent. Let me not say I'm excellent, but I'm really good at math. I'm really good at business studies. I'm really good at I'm really good at basic tech. No, okay, sorry. I think this comes in season. So when I was in primary school, I didn't really like basic science. I wasn't the best. Is it basic science? Yes, basic science. Yeah, but I've always been good in math. I've always been good in business studies. The entry junior secondary school, I don't even know why, but I was really bad at English. All those, there are diphthongs, monophthongs, all those things. I was terrible at it. So I remember times where like I found it hard in school, and then I come to tell my mom, I'm like, Mom, this course is hard. And my mom is always saying, I want to see A in every course. Chidera, A. I remember expressing to her that, Mommy, this thing is hard for me. I've tried. And then my mom goes like, pray to God. Ask the Holy Spirit to help you. You can do all things through Christ that strengthens you. Like, literally, this is what this woman told me growing up. So it was a default for me that anytime things are hard for me, I always knew I could look up to God. So that's how I started praying. But it was mostly when I needed something. So I always remembered, even when I was entering boarding school, I remember my mom telling me, my mom is such a good mother. Oh my God. I'm not going to say that, but my mommy is such a good mother. So I remember when like she'll tell me, when why am I saying too much on this podcast? I'm not saying what I am. When I went to school, I'm the first child basically. When I went to boarding school, I was the first person to ever go to boarding school. I mean, my brother was a day student, but like me, I was in boarding school because both of us entered school together. Now I'm saying too much. Basically, whatever. So basically, she'll tell me, Chidera, don't forget what I tell you. You always pray to God. Anything that's hard for you, God is there. He will help you. So like, it became my default. Like each time I needed something, I prayed. Each time I needed something, I prayed. It got to the point that, like, someone like me, I pray about anything. Like, me, I don't know how, how people say, how can I be praying about that kind of thing? I pray about everything. Every single thing. When I mean every single thing, I don't talk too much. So you guys don't have, like, a bad misconception about me. But I pray about everything. Like, if I misplace my pen, I pray, God, I need to find this pen. If, I fight with a friend, or let's say, I don't know, this is one thing I did in secondary school, because in secondary school, people are keeping malice a lot. And I'm not, genuinely speaking, if you know me well, I don't know how to keep malice. I don't like it. It's not good for me. Even if, like, you are the one that is wrong, I'll apologize. I don't know how to keep grudges. I'm actually serious. Like, I'm not even trying to assume the position of a saint, but I do not know how to do it, genuinely speaking. Like, tomorrow I can forget about it. I don't know how to hold things in my chest. So I remember when, like, and I had a friend who keeps grudges, and I'll be like, I'm sorry, and she'll still hold it in her heart. And to be very honest, I don't know. So most times I pray, God, soften this girl's heart. Like, can we just talk again? Like, I pray for little things like that, And then I was going, let me not say, for my mother will listen to this thing. I'm not even going to say what I want to say, but just know that I pray about anything. Even when I want to go a way that is not of the Lord, I pray that my ways go well. But now I've stopped. I've given my life to Christ. Oh my God, I don't even know what you guys will make of that information. But I pray about everything. So, and that was because my mom instilled this value in me. So when I say pray, I saw myself, so growing up, there were some places like I needed to do better in, not even in terms of like school or in terms of anything, but internally. So I saw myself praying to God to help me do better in those areas, praying to God for provision to be better in those areas. A good example is whilst growing up, I wasn't what's the word? I've not always been, I think I've always been this confident, but there was a time I never knew I was this confident. So when I was in secondary school, like I remember praying to God, like, God, I want to be a more confident girl. I want to be able to stand in front of this class and read what my teacher is telling me. Do you get? I don't think I had that in just one. In just one, I was really shy, From, like, if you knew me, but I this shy Chidera girl, do you get? So, because I remember my mom telling me anything I needed, I prayed for it. I remember myself praying those little prayers. I didn't even want anything big, like maybe to be speaking on big stages or to be holding the mic. I just wanted to, have the confidence to read the book in front of my peers. And God answered my prayers. God provided. I remember the first time. So I think like when it happened the first time and they were like, oh, Chidera, read. I shook a bit and then she was like, she called another person. And then I said, God, I want to be able to, and the person did so well, people even laughed, I said, God, I want to be able to stand up in front of people, talk and make them laugh. Tickets. And then God really did answer my prayer and I just literally became better, and literally like, look at me now. I mean, I know I still have a lot to learn, but at least confidence is something I know that I have. Do you understand? So I saw God answer something. And this is just an example. There are also some little prayers that I'm seeing manifest in my life now as something bigger. And I just wanted it to pass through secondary school. I just wanted to use it to just pass through secondary school. But God gave it to me in a bigger way. So right now I understand like prayer is not just what I need, but it's also a way I commune with God and it's a way I stay in alignment with His will for me. But that's like a whole story, long story. But basically, one thing I've learned is to pray. Like literally, God is right there beside you and He's literally going to there to answer your prayers. Maybe not in the way you want it, but in a better way. So I've learned to pray. The second thing, this is one, and I've spoken for how many minutes, blood of Jesus? I think I have to hasten up. The second thing I've learned in 25 years of living is to journal, to document. Okay, let me go. I'm going to give that as 2, 3. So journal, 2, document, 3. Journaling in the sense that learn to write your thoughts down. I recently, if you know me well, like I journal a lot. Maybe not in the normal sense of how people will be like, oh, this is how my day went. Oh yeah, I do that once in a while too. But like I write down my thoughts, I write down stuff a lot. And then I remember reading, because in this retreat, I try my best to just go back to who I was. Not like go back to who I was, but basically just go back, And I found myself, little things I was battling then in 2019, they're about uni days. I look at it and I laugh, like these things were not important. You see things like, oh my God, I really need to, pass this course. Obviously they were important then, but like thinking of it on the grand scheme of things, because I was like, if I don't pass this course, my life can end. Honestly, I don't really have the best, I'll talk about that later. But like I used to think bad. So my pen and my journal were like my best friends then. So, it really is good to journal. Then you look back and you're like, was this thing really, like, it's just good to journal. Apart from the fact that it helps you lift the weight you're currently feeling, it does so much beyond. Like when you look back, you're just able to keep track of this beautiful life. And documenting too. I'm always a big fan of documenting. This is point number 3. You need to document, and journaling is a form of documenting, because me looking back is me seeing, going back to a time in my life here. You need to document. Like, I don't know if I should make another episode. I have an episode about that, but you need to document your journey. The reason why I'm saying this is, You cannot keep track of the beautiful life you're living if you do not take a picture. I know you're not a social media person. You don't need to post it. You don't need to send snaps. You don't even need to create content if that's not for you. But you need to take a picture. You need to take a video so that you have something to look back to. You'll have something to be grateful for. Like, it is so, so important. I cannot stress how important documenting is. Like, even if you don't want to post it, take a picture. Take a picture of the time you were in camp. So that when you finally finish NYSC, you will say, I remember this when I was in camp, where I met this, where I met that. Take a picture of your family, Take a picture of you with your family, because the time will come where you won't always be in the same room with your mom, maybe because you have to leave the house to search for a better life or something. You need to always take a picture. You need to document your life. I preach this a lot because I've learned it firsthand. I've learned it firsthand. And yeah, document your life. That's point number 3. Point number 4 is stay true to who you are. Cliche but true. Stay true to who you are. I've always felt, before I had a better awareness of who I am, I thought I was a bit inadequate. Not like inadequate, I just felt like I needed to be more than I was. But God has a way of showing you that you need not be anybody but yourself, because I've seen, or I have realized that, like, the work you've been sent to do on earth, or even the image of God that, I feel like, now this is the thing about staying true to who you are. God made you, yeah? God made everybody. God is not mad. God made you for a reason. This quote that says, the same God that made the heavens and the earth looked at the world and thought he needed you. God is not stupid. Why try to imitate somebody when you can be yourself? That's because it's only you that can fulfill what God wants you to fulfill. It's only you that can bring the light God wants you to bring. Even if you are a content creator, and there are 101 content creators in this world, even if you are a product designer, you're all these tech courses, and a billion and one of them, none of them can do it like you, because God put you there. God put you on this earth, and that is not a mistake. So that's why it's important to stay true to who you are, no matter how much you think like you are, maybe, what's the word? There's why you feel you are comparing yourself is because you feel like there are a lot of inadequacies in you that you want. That's why you want to imitate Ifoma. You want to be like Ifoma. But the truth is, all you can do is just pick a few things from Ifoma. When I mean pick a few things, maybe you need to work on yourself. So 1 or 2 things you feel like Ifoma is doing, you just pick it up. But you should never be Ifoma, because who will be Chidera? Do you get? Try your very possible best to stay true to who you are. It may not make sense now. You may be like, she's just that quiet girl. She does not even know how to tell jokes. But later, as time goes on, you understand your importance. Like, there's a dimension of God's image that only you can show, that another person cannot show. That's because God is God. I don't talk so much about it, but staying true to yourself is the 4th thing I have learned. The 5th thing I have learned is having a good heart in a wicked world is not a stupid thing. So growing up, because I really thought a lot about growing up. So having a good heart in a wicked world is not a stupid thing, but it is the bravest thing yet. So growing up, I had an issue. So my people pleasing really rubbed off for me. I know there's a thin line between having a good heart and people pleasing, but what exactly are you doing? Do you get? So at least I've been able to know which is which, if that makes any sense. But growing up, I had a really big problem with saying no to people. Like, it's really hard for me to say no. And people really, how all of my kindness taking for people really used it to step on me. Human beings are not nice today. Step on me, pa. And like, it can, like, I always told myself, I even used to pray, like, I prayed, God, I want to stop. People are using me too much. I want to get out of this thing, and stuff like that. But, there's a time in my life where God revealed, not like God revealed, let me not say like maybe angel came or something, but basically I had an epiphany, and then I realized that, I tried my best to cut off the excess in terms of going to extreme, but I also realized that having a good heart in a wicked world is actually strength than weakness, and up until now, I might be wiser in terms of knowing when somebody wants to use me, but I still find myself helping people when I can. I still find myself trying my best to let love lead, even when it's like, did this person do this for you? Like how I put it, this world we live in. So it's like, one thing I struggle with that time is I could go miles for people who couldn't go miles for me. And I knew deep in my heart that people would not go miles for me, but I still did it regardless. Do you get? Because I'm not even the type of person to really depend on somebody like that. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but most times, if I'm doing something for you, I don't really expect you to do the same for me. Do you get? I just feel like, it's just me doing it. But if you do it, wow, that's nice. Because I feel like me trying to make you want to do it is me stressing you out. Basically, I'm talking a whole lot. I feel this episode is going to be one of a solo episode. And anybody that listens to this to the end, thank you. But that's another thing I've learned. I've learned that just be yourself. Just give love to the world in the best way you can. Don't be stupid, though, because there's like two extremes to this. Because another thing is you being stupid. Because human beings are wicked. Human beings are not the nicest people. But like, just be a good person. Don't feel stupid. If you're listening to me and you have a good heart, don't feel, I know what I'm going to do. There's an episode for this. I feel like as I'm talking, there's a whole lot of, there's an episode, but I'm going to talk about, like, I promise I'm going to write this. I'm writing down now in my journal. I'm going to do an episode for people with good hearts or people pleasers in question. But it's going to be a solo episode. I'm not going to do it with a guest. Or maybe I will do it with a guest. Basically, so just having a good heart, if you are listening to me and you feel like you are in my shoes somehow, or you really don't understand, but basically, or maybe you may not really understand what I'm saying, but if you do and you think like you're in my shoes, having a good heart in a wicked world is a strength rather than a weakness. That's my 5th point. My 6th point, the 6th thing I have learned is there's hold your values high. Like, what you believe is what you believe. Like, stay true to who you are, but it's kind of like your values. So hold your values high. Wait, how many points have I did pray, I did journal, I did document, I did stay true to who you are, good heart. Sorry, I'm my 6th point. My 6th point is hold your values. Like, hold your values. I know, like, there's also like there are two extremes to this in terms like you're holding your values, but you're not growing. But like, no, when I mean values, your beliefs, what you believe, basically. Not everyone has the same beliefs. Let's say I do not believe in drinking alcohol, and it is my personal resolve to not drink alcohol. When growing up, there's this resolve where we're all in our 20s. Why won't you drink alcohol? At least you're not a drunkard. Do you get? Whatever it is that you feel is your own personal resolve. It could be like you do not want to womanize. It could be like you do not want to indulge in premarital sex. It could be that you do not want to drink or smoke. It has to be your personal resolve. Now, don't get me wrong. Do you get? Whatever it is or whatever it may be, hold fast to it. Be a person of principle. Like, it's very important to be a person of principle. Like, even if in this generation they'll call you old woman, or they'll call you a shirt of this, all those things, whatever it might be for you, please and please stick to it with your full chest. Be proud of it. Because I remember myself, 25, you've not, let me not give you people. But basically, stuff like that, smoking, drinking, whatever it might be, stick to it. A lot of people look at you and wish they could be you, but you do not know. It's not everyone that has the willpower to stand societal pressure. So if you are even growing up and you're still holding this tight, bro, you're an inspiration. Don't let them lie to you. They love you, but they won't tell you. Yeah. So 6.7. Honor your father and your mother. Oh my God, I can't believe this. Or honor older people. Like, generally speaking, honor people. Honor people. Learn to honor older people. Learn to honor older people. Now, I know, like, do you know, growing up, when you're listening to certain things, it's not the same as when you're listening to them when you're small. So I've understood a whole new dimension of honor that I never knew was there. You know how this is when people say if your parents curse you to follow you, that thing is real. Or if an elderly woman, you do something to one woman, they curse you, that thing is real, because there's a certain grace or power old people carry. And why not use that for them to bless you than for them to curse you? Basically, we're still all young. People listening to my podcast, some of them are up to 30, so we're all young. Old people, I know old people have power. Try your best to be on their good side. Do not be on their bad side. So that's point number 7. Point number 8 is love yourself. Love yourself wholly. I don't know if it's the same thing as staying true to who you are, but love yourself. The truth is, when you're able to love yourself, that is when you're able to love others. Whatever it may be, sit with yourself. So one reason why people find it hard to love themselves, maybe they used to love themselves before and now they're not loving themselves the same way they did, is because of they probably made mistakes, they probably let themselves down one way or the other, or things like that. But love yourself. Sit down with yourself. Whatever it is, you're a human being. Like, at the end of the day, we make mistakes. Like, do not let it overwhelm you. Do not let it destroy. Like, don't let it overwhelm you, basically. Love yourself. Love yourself. Whatever mistake you might have made, forgive yourself, move on. Because once you have issues with loving yourself, it affects your relationships. Like, it affects people around you. So first, deal with the pain internally, and then, every other thing is sorted. So that's point number 8. Point number 9, don't keep grudges. Honestly speaking, stop holding things to your chest. Forgive. Okay, this is like how I said forgive, love yourself, and I also attached it with forgive yourself, because I feel like something about not forgiving yourself leads to you not loving yourself. Do you get? So love yourself, forgive yourself. Second, stop holding grudges, forgive other people. Now, I know this might feel a bit insensitive, but I want you to know that nobody in this world, even your father, your mother, is perfect. What makes you not forgive people is maybe putting like a lot of expectations on human being. You're putting a lot of expectations on person that has flesh and blood like you. Don't put your trust in man. Do not expect too much from people. If you expect so much from people, you will constantly be broken. Like, don't live your life thinking Shoma is coming to save you. Don't live your life thinking Caleb is coming to save you. Oh my God, why did I say that? But do not live your life that way. You need to know that human beings can fail. When you're able to know that, it's easier for you to not hold grudges to your chest. The only person you should put your trust in is in God. And it's not even their fault, because you, on the other hand, you also fall people's hand. You're also a human being. So that's one thing about this thing. Like, don't put your trust in man, because yourself, you can fall people's hand. Like me recently, somebody was telling me that I used to do promise and fail. If I say this is, but like, basically, that's because I also fall people's hand as well. Nobody is perfect. Like, don't put your trust in man. Because I've discovered this over time. I really discovered this. I did a YouTube video on things I learned 2023. 2023 taught me not to put my trust in man. Not because because I feel like, oh my God, not like so much expectation, but I just feel like at least Felicia is my best friend. I will do this and do this for Felicia, even if I know, because I know, like, I don't expect Felicia to, not like I don't expect, but I don't really, if Felicia do you get, but like, I feel like at least, even if it's the littlest things, but Felicia still did this thing I never expected Felicia to do. So I had to learn to calm down. Like, and I remember reading this book, The Purpose-Driven Life by Rick Warren. It talks about how human beings, it's not even their fault, because we have tendencies to fail. So it's very important to put your trust in God and not in man. So that was my 9th point. So my 10th point is going to be so like you see egg, you know egg. Now do this and nothing but this. Egg goes only with bread. 1. Egg goes only with yam. 2. Egg goes only with, when I say yam, we can also use it with potatoes and all. No, in fact, is either yam and egg or bread and egg. Please do not reply. Do not give me your feedback. That's what I've learned in 25 years of living. If you have anything to say when you reach 25, text me. Yes, so let's go over the points again. Just to keep being check. Oh my God, this 40 minutes and I've just taken 10 points. So the first one, pray. Second one, journal. Third one, document. The fourth one, stay true to who you are. The fifth one, having a good heart in a wicked world is strength and not weakness. The sixth one, hold your values high. The seventh one, honor your father and your mother or elderly people. Eighth one, love and forgive yourself. Ninth one, do not hold grudges, learn to forgive others. And the 10th one, egg goes best with sliced bread or yam. Thank you. So now let's go over the next 10, that is 11 to 20. So the 11 point is life still goes on. Like, the worst thing can happen to you and you will not die. Actually, the worst thing the thing you think will kill you can happen to you and you will not die. I remember when I was in school. So like, I studied nursing in school. Anybody that listens to this episode, people already know me. I'm just tired of being a mystery girl. I thought I could do my best to be mysterious, but I can't. Basically, so I studied that in school, and the school I studied, at least let me know not tell you the school. I've tried, at least I told you what I studied, but not tell you the school. I studied nursing in Babcock University, and back then, it was really hard to graduate, in the sense that there's a track record of people failing. There's just, I don't know if it was a glitch, because if you know a normal nursing student, we read with our lives, like we read so hard, so because we know like how the department is and stuff like that. So at the point in my life, so I remember entering school telling myself, oh no, I don't think I want to fail, I have to make my parents happy and all that. So like I for a really, really long time passed my courses steadily. Like, I was really doing well, to a point that I think until I had an issue. So I remember telling myself, like, the worst thing that can happen to me is me failing. And as at then, that was like the worst that could happen to me. I feel like for a student, it's a big deal compared to how it is now. Like, it's not just a course, why do you want to die? But back then, it was a big deal to check your result and see, you failed something. So I feel like whatever it may be, you will survive. It will not end you. Life will still go on. There's still more meaning, there's still more beauty in life when things do not go the way you plan, or when the worst thing you think will happen to you happens to you, you will live. That's another thing I've learned. So that's point number 11. Point number 12 is comparison would kill you. Like, comparison does nothing beneficial to you. You can do healthy comparison, all this kind of comparison, but generally speaking, the ground root of comparison will kill you. I don't know. Comparison has a lot of bad than it has of good. So I can't really say, I know there's healthy comparison when you're like, let me look into the life of, let's say, Miko. And like, Miko is a really good presenter. Chidera wants to be a really good presenter. I'm just giving an example. and then I just try to pick good things from her. But in the long run, if I keep thinking about it, what good does it do for me? Cliche as it sounds, I think that's actually my 13th point. Comparison will kill you. Try your best to not just know some of these motivational quotes, but actually live in them. The person you should try to be better than this person you were yesterday. Like, that is so spot on. It means like that's the best way to track your growth, because everybody's journey is different. Everyone is on a different journey. If you're constantly looking at Miko for your progress, you will never grow. You actually discover that you are nowhere. But if I keep looking at 24-year-old Chidera for my growth, I keep looking back at 23-year-old Chidera for my growth, then I'm able to actually make sense of my life. Then I'm able to know if I'm growing or if I'm stunted. Like, that's why you should also always compare yourself to who you were before and never to another person. Like, nothing grows like that. The healthy comparison is when you just pick, okay, I feel like I need to do this. Maybe in your industry, I need to be dressed better. I need to do this better. But comparing your journey to that person's journey brings nothing but headache and depression. And that's not good for you. Then my next point, which is 13, is cliche things will save your life. Cliche things, motivational speeches are real things. Like, you know how, like, I feel like when people read things, that's so cliche. Cliche things are true. Cliche things will save your life. Like, all I've been saying things are almost cliche. Like, they will save your life. Like, these things are cliche, but they will save your life. Believing in yourself, as much as cliche as it sounds, it will help you. It will save your life. Loving yourself, as cliche as it sounds, I feel like I'm shouting now, but it will help you. Cliche motivational quotes will help your life. I know sometimes you're not feeling it. You're like, especially when you're growing up, becoming an adult, and there's someone tells you the grass is greener, I'll be light at the end of the tunnel. All those kind of motivations, you're like, I beg shift. But like, genuinely speaking, these things are real. So my 13th point is cliche things will save you. Cliche things are true. 14th point is, please, my women, my guys listening to me. Okay, let me not talk about the guys, because I feel like guys, there's a whole different thing to this. But for the girls listening to me, please and please, do not let any boy use your head. Beware of Yoruba men. Oh my God, I shouldn't call a tribe, but honestly speaking, I'm not even joking. People can carry me anywhere. When you want to start talking to your man, think twice. I'm sorry. Okay, let me not do that. Sorry. But basically, my whole point of this is, do not invest in guys that don't like you. Like, seriously speaking, like, and I feel like we have sense enough. It's just that most times we want our hearts to lead. When you are speaking with a guy that does not rate you, will know. You will know. And honestly speaking, I've been in situations, let me never lie, where I already went to my best. Back then when I was secondary school now, I already bringing out of the money I did not even have. My father was sending me money. I was saying, let me not even go back into that. But basically, honestly speaking, don't invest in men that don't like you. I learned this one. Okay, actually, I learned it at 20. I think it was 1918. I was doing like something wrong with me, because that was my first time. I was not like my first time, but like, that's like basic standard age for dating, trying out dating. So I didn't know much. Basically, do not invest in guys, because I've tasted being with someone that actually likes you, and I've tasted being with someone that you were pushing the relationship kind of. And I strongly advise to preach the gospel of Christ. But basically, honestly speaking, do not invest in guys that don't like you. And you will know, like, I know it's hard, because I don't want to be insensitive. I know it's hard. You know this boy does not like you, but you're just saying, maybe, and you know he does not like you. Whatever you do, don't put your money inside. Because some of these boys, they sense your, not like desperation, but they sense that, she likes me. And some of them will want to use it on you. Guys listening, you guys know this. Not all guys do, but still. And then if you're a guy listening to this, don't spend your money on a woman. Okay, don't spend your money on women. No, what am I saying? Let me tell you something. Don't mind me. Don't spend your money on a woman that does not respect you or what. Or you should. It's not just money. Jesus, what am I saying? I'm condoning bad behavior. Basically, don't also stay. Okay, let me not use money for men. Maybe I should use money for men. Do not stay in a relationship with a woman who does not like you, and you will know when a woman does not like your value. I'm telling you this one. When a woman likes you, you will know. Women love with their hearts. You will know. So don't let anybody deceive you. I can't really speak for men, but I also feel like I'll know when a guy likes you. But I can't really speak for. But I can speak for when a woman likes you. Me, I know that one. Do you get? So stay woke, kings. But most importantly, stay woke, queens. So that's point 14. Point 15, start now. Start now. Those crazy ideas in your head, start now. The best time to start an experiment is now. I've always been hands-on on starting. I've always been hands-on of exploring my creativity. I started with a blog in 2019. I was writing there for a while. Then I realized I wanted to venture into creating more content for Instagram. Then I stopped. I continued that, and now I have a podcast. Like, I've always been doing stuff. Like, it's just me having used it. I've always, if you know me well, my sister, it got to a point, my sister was like, guys, settle in one place. That's how much. Just start. Just start. As time goes on, things will be clearer now. There's no perfect time to start. The time to start is now. You can't be perfect at anything, because that's one thing that I feel like I made a mistake in 2024 and stopped writing, because I've always been writing. Even when I stopped writing on my blog, I write personally to myself. Like, when I mean to myself, like, I don't put it out like in my Google Docs. But I stopped in 2024 because I felt like I needed to have a course write better, and that's not true. Which brings me to my 16th point. You grow on the job. You can. That's the way. That's how you get better. Like, all of you already know I study nursing. Most of the things I know now as a nurse were not really what I learned in school, but things I learned of working over time. Because I worked 1 year before, in one phase of my life, now in another phase of my life, and I'm working. So, like, you grow on the journey. You don't grow up with so much research, and all that. You grow on doing this, keeping at this particular thing. That's how you grow. So whatever it may be, please start now. And number 16, you grow on the journey. Am I on number 16? Yes, you grow on the journey. Oh no, I feel like, sorry. Yeah, you grow on the journey, basically. I feel like I've missed my number. So life still goes on. Number 11, comparison will kill you. Okay, yeah, sorry, we're on the right track. So now number 17, you're not socially awkward. It's all in your head. I don't know where this point is born out from, but you're not socially awkward. It's all in your head. I used to feel like before that, okay, actually I don't used to feel like that, but for people who are like socially, okay, I don't know if I can really talk about people who are socially, yes I can, because at least when I was really younger, I felt like there was a problem with me. I wasn't so funny. People won't really understand what I'm saying. But I also feel a large part of it is all in your head, because you can have human interaction. Like, I feel a large part of it is in your head and what you think about yourself. Because a lot of times you're thinking, oh, you're not funny, or you can't hold conversations. And someone you're talking to is like, wow, I like the way he talks. I like the way he sees life. So most times, try and get out of your head, because I feel like a lot of things are just born out of, things in your head. So that is point number 16. Sorry, let me go through it again. So life still goes on. That's number 11. Comparison will kill you. That's number 12. Cliche stuff will save you. Number 13. Do not invest in guys that do not like you, especially Yoruba men. Number 14. Start now. Number 15. And you grow on the journey. Number 16. Then number 17 was you're not socially awkward. Is all in your head. Yes, so that's it. Like, in my opinion, like, try and get out of your head and into your life. Live your life. I know, like, being an introvert is something, but still, don't make it deprive you from opportunities. Don't make it rob you off from a life worth living just because you decided to remain in your head. I hope I'm not being insensitive to the introverts listening, but this is my personal resolve. So number 18 is if you did not grow up watching Disney TV series, you might have to. Your childhood, I don't know. Because, I don't know, basically, maybe whatever you grew up listening good. But there's just this... okay, should I talk about it? Should I not talk about it? But basically, if you grew up watching Disney TV series, some of these things now... if you listen to my last episode I had with my sister, I talked about The Climb by Miley Cyrus. These things will help you now in life. Like, what do you look back to when you feel sad? Like, personally... I will always be a Disney TV series girl, as per Hannah Montana, Camp Rock, High School Musical. And whenever I find myself watching these things again, I feel so alive. I remember, wow, like when a time in life where I was less pressured, and still some of the words. Okay, I think I'm done. But basically, you guys are in the hands of God. That's number 18. Number 19 is slow progress is still progress. This one is something I am still learning. I've always been a girl of figures. Like, I always, if I didn't see results, I felt like I wasn't doing enough. I've not been someone to quit on things yet, but I've been someone to be discouraged and keep going, if that's the word. And I used to be so hell-bent on numbers, maybe numbers of followers on Instagram, numbers of likes on the post, and all that. But that isn't necessarily progress. I'm learning that progress or success is more of what I am becoming in a journey more than the results. And I'm not saying like... I'm currently reading this book we've all read, Atomic Habits. And it is so spot on because some of all these things, we do not know when, like, the result of all our hard work will pay off, genuinely speaking. But just know that everything is being stored. Nothing is being wasted. I keep coming here every other Friday to drop episodes. It might look like nothing. It might look like I'm not getting so much views or something. But all these things are recorded. And sooner or later, it will show. Basically. So slow progress is still progress, even if it feels like nothing is moving, or right now it feels like nothing is working. You're building up for something greater as time goes on. That's number 19. Slow progress is still progress. Number 20. Friendships will take you to the best places. That's why it's really important to know who you're calling your friend. Yeah, like, we all need a friend who sticks closer than a brother. Like, that is not just what I've learned, it's actually a law of life. And that's one thing I've learned, like, with friendships, like, pray about it if need be, but you need the right people in your circle, like, always and all the time. So friendships will take you to the best of places. That's number 20. Number 21, explore, like, go out often. I started learning this one around last year because my parents, I've always been like an get inside. I don't used to go out. My parents always felt like, I don't know if there was a monster going to eat me once I leave the gate, because I don't get them. Because they were still kidding me at age 23. 23. They'll be like, where are you going to? 23. Oh my God. So I learned this one firsthand, like, explore. I started learning this one, last year. I discovered that each time I go out, I'm so feel like there are a lot of things you see when you go out. You see life beyond your house. You see life beyond your room. When you're in your room, there's nothing more to life than sleeping, there's nothing, life is basic. But when you go out, you're able to see how beautiful this life can be. Like, I'm not even joking. Each time I go out, I'm always gingered to do more with my life. And funny how it might just be like, oh, you're just going out to the movies, but there's so much to see. It's just now like going out requires debit. I have to think twice. But still, like there's so much to see. It could be like the ambience of the restaurant you went to. It could be like the other day, my friends and I went for sip and paint, and I loved the experience. Like I was just so happy, like going out. I know there was debit, but still, like there's a whole lot to see when you go out. I'm not even joking. It stirs a lot in you, especially when you go for conferences. So like me, I go for a lot of conferences, like all this maximizing your 20s, all this kind of conference where they bring people to speak. I like to go for those kind of things, and it just keeps you hopeful. It just makes you want to be on your toes to live life. I don't know, but there's something about going out and exploring that everyone should try. So that's point number 21. We're almost there. Point number 22. This was actually like my sign out in secondary school. There's no limitation to what you can achieve if you believe in yourself and if you believe in God. I feel like, if I'm being very honest, there's a certain, when growing up, you're so full of life. You're so confident in yourself. Especially from ages 13 or so. You're just so full of life, so confident in yourself. There's a certain decline in that when growing up. Not all the time, but there's just a certain decline, like things you didn't think about before. Or let me just speak for myself. Like things that I didn't think about twice. I realized that I'm trying to be a bit conscious or something. Do you get? So, but like you have to try your best to check it and make sure, like, because there are sometimes it could be detrimental to you in the sense that your confidence level is dropping badly and it's really affecting things you're meant to be doing. So when you see that happen to you, be able to go back to God, be able to go back to yourself and ask yourself, why is your confidence level reduced? A lot of times it's always in your head. It's always like, it's just part of growing up. It's just, I don't know if it's a hormone or something, but you have to go back and check it. So my 22nd point is, there's no limitation to what you can achieve if you believe in yourself and if you believe in God. Like literally, the world is your oyster. You just need to go there and shine. You just need to do it. There's nothing you can't do, like literally nothing. So yeah, that's number 22. Yeah, that is what I've learned, because that's what I've learned. Like, this world is not just for a certain person. It's really what you have interest in doing. Unless you have interest in the art industry. You can draw what Da Vinci. Is it Da Vinci that is it Da Vinci? I don't even know. Physics, I don't know where Da Vinci came from. I think Mona Lisa. Da Vinci painted Mona Lisa. Yes, now. Picasso. Da Vinci painted Mona Lisa. You can paint Mona Lisa. You can paint Chidera. I could be your... Basically, you can do anything. Like, I'm actually really, really serious. For sure, all this. You can do anything you put your mind to. It reminded me of this. I really loved that. I saw this video. I don't know if you guys saw it. It was a woman, a teacher in class. And then she was really motivating her students. And then they was like, what did I say? I can do anything I put my mind. Believe in yourself. Your chin up. I don't know. It was so good. We pushed you. Anything we put our minds to. I love that so much. I saved it on my phone for a long time before I changed my Android. So I can't find it again. But it was really, 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 really good. And I loved it. So that's number 22. Number 23 is vulnerability is power. I am still learning this one. To be honest, I'm not really the type to talk about to be so vulnerable, especially on social media or on the podcast or anything. Even to some of usually to like some of my friends. But I'm extremely vulnerable to someone, to like a lover. That I think that those are people that is the person that knows like my vulnerability, that be myself the most. I don't know how to explain it. But because I feel like we're that close, I buy into the idea that your lover should be your best friend and no other person should be your best friend. But that's far from the point. I'm still learning to be vulnerable. I always just like to either tell it to my partner or to write it down. Like, I'm big on writing, and anytime I feel some type of way, I write myself back to life. Like, I write myself to a better place, if that makes any sense. So that is how I process things like that. But I'm learning that sharing your story is needed. Like, I'm not really the type to share my story. I can't even lie. Because I just don't know how to be that vulnerable. You know, I love to document, but I know how to draw the line between writing for social media or documenting for social media and documenting for myself. Me, I know the line. I know how to draw it. If people are confused on how to draw, do you get? So, but like, I'm learning that there's power in vulnerability. There's a lot you can do, because vulnerability makes you human. It just connects all of us together. That's what connects us together. And then we know that we are not in this alone. So that is the power of vulnerability. And I'm learning that is a great power. I hope to share more of my stories as I grow older. God helping me. But like, vulnerability is powerful. I'm learning this one. Like, it is really powerful. Let me just share a story. So there was a time I was on social media and I comment on posts, but I'm not really the type to comment in a vulnerable way. But there was something just told me, Chidera, type. And then I remember typing, and I remember the amount of profile views it got me. Maybe not so much followers, but profile views, likes, and I just saw, I don't know how to put it in my head, but that experience made me realize that vulnerability is powerful. Like, most people are not vulnerable because they're still talking surface. Jesus! Did I just say surface? Blood of Jesus, God. Oh my God, I hope, Jesus, that is so erotic. Shit. I'm sorry about that, guys. People will not connect to surface. People will not connect to surface level conversations. Jesus, you guys should act like you guys don't hear that. People will not actually relate to surface level. Jesus, I have to cut this. What am I doing? Okay, basically, you get what the surface, Chidera. People will not connect to surface level conversations. You need to go deeper. I'm sorry for all that I was doing, but basically, yes. What else? Vulnerability is powerful. Number 24. Your past does not define you. The life you lived before the life you live now does not define you. You have the power to reinvent yourself over and over again. Like, that's my favorite thing about life. The fact that you can always start over again. You can literally start over. There's no, anytime you wake up is your morning. You get, if you wake up this morning, start this morning. If you wake up when you're 40, start when you're 40. If you wake up when you're 25, start when you're 25. If you wake up when you're 26, start when you're 26. If you wake up when you're 21, start when you're 21. The most important thing is that you own your story, and you're the victor in your own story. I don't know. I said you can always reinvent yourself, and nobody's also coming to save you but yourself. This is like the first. I know I made this point in like forgive yourself part, but forgive others part. But this, my 24th point, goes to like, you are not your past. You're way better than your past. You can constantly reinvent yourself, and you are the hero in your own story. Stop waiting for someone to come and save you. Get up from your bed and save yourself. At the end of the day, you're not going to blame your mom, your dad, your friend, or whatever. You're just going to be left with you to blame. So you need to pick up yourself now and live the life that you were destined to live. Then we're finally at the 25th point, which is my best point. And this point is, God is still writing your story. I like this point because I feel like I'm also talking to myself. Like, this is not how your story ends. So far there's breath in your lungs. That's like the sign that God is not done with you yet. The future is bright. Your story is not over. You have life. There's hope. There's so much more in front of you. I'm talking to myself, I'm talking to you guys too. So there's so much more in front of you. Like, there's a whole life to live. There's a whole beautiful life for you to live. God is still writing your story. It's not over. 25 is not the end of the book. Whatever age you are, 26 is not the end of the book. Because I have a lot of people who listen from 21 to 29. I can't believe 29-year-old people are listening to me. God, Jesus. Basically, sure. But, your life is not, even if you're 30, even if you're 31, God is still writing your story. And just like in movies, there's always, you know how it goes, and then there's a lot more before the ending. There's so much more God is going to do with your life. Your life is not over yet. Even if it might seem like, and now I'm talking to anybody, even if it might seem like, oh, nothing is moving, your story is not over. There's so much more. Maybe you're just in a calm part in the movie. You know, there's some parts in the movie where everything is just calm. That does not mean there's still nothing great to come. And it's just preparing. Your life is just, your life is just evolving, basically. My 25th point, which is my message to myself and the message to you, is God is still writing your story, and trust God to write the best stories. Trust God to take you to the best of places. And yeah, thank you so much for listening to me. If you listen this far, this is the first time in my life I'm recording an episode for 1 hour. A solo episode. I'm just talking. I've been speaking for 1 hour. This is like the first time I'm doing this. I'm really grateful if you've come this far in listening to me. Yeah, so these are 25 lessons. There's so much more I've learned, but I just try to squeeze everything down into 25. And yeah, thank you so much. I'm hopeful for this year. I can't wait to see all God is going to do through me for this year. Like, I'm actually really hopeful for this year. And I can't wait to see my life and my story unfold into something beautiful. Thank you so much, guys. See you same time the other Friday. Not next week, but you know how we do it. Thank you. Bye.